This evening, we are live inside of the Clubhouse room. We are live on Facebook and the group Create Financial Solution, and we're also live on YouTube. Welcome back to the All Things Financial, and today we are talking about QuickBooks Online, where we do a live demonstration of QuickBooks Online. If you're in the Clubhouse room and you would like to join us to see the live demonstration as I open QuickBooks and go through and show you how to do things. Okay. Grace and gratitude. Thank you so much. Right. And I'm going to show you, we're going to go in a little bit of integration. We're going to be talking about integration today. I did show you last week or previous video about setting up the charts of account, the things you need, but I'm going to talk specifically about integration. I'm going to share with you some of the platforms that you can integrate with QuickBooks Online. And I'm actually going to show you Square. I'm going to show you the Square, a Square integration, what it looks like, and I'm going to give you a quick how you know how Lord, how to make sure that you're doing your transaction correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to share in the sample company. Now, guys, remember, I want you to remember that the sample company is not live. It is not a live company. It does not connect to the bank account. Feed is not connect, nor is the Square would not be able to connect. But I can just go through and show you how to find your apps, how to know and understand and look at certain things. So for those who don't know me, let's just take care of a little housekeeping before. I am Elaine Forbes Daisley. I've been using QuickBooks for over 25 years. I've been doing accounting for over 34 years. Yes, I've been doing it for a long time. It's social media. Elaine likes to be social. So make sure when you come into the room, whether you're on YouTube or or in the group Create Financial Solution, or you're on on Clubhouse, please make sure you say hi, Elaine. I know prior to now you would not be able to say hello in the Clubhouse, but Clubhouse has grown. And they've gone to where you can now say hello. So make sure you say hello. You don't have to come to the stage to say hello. You can go to the chat, say hello, Elaine. I do appreciate that. And thank you so much for those who come on in every Tuesday evening. We're here Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on a Tuesday evening, all we talk about is QuickBooks Online. If you have question for QuickBooks Online, please feel free to put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, put it in the comment. Let me know what is your question. If there's something that you would like to see, some application, something inside of QuickBooks that you want to see, feel free to ask the question. Bear in mind that QuickBooks is your financial data. It is sensitive information. So if it is sounds very sensitive, I will not answer the question here. However, I'd be more than happy to do a 15 minutes session with you to go directly over your specific situation. Now, guys, I'm not your accountant. I'm not your tax preparer, nor am I your financial advisor. And the information I share is mainly for education purposes. If anything that I share, you would like to use it, please feel free to speak with your professional before you use it. Now, I can tell you that we're talking about QuickBooks, and QuickBooks is mainly the same. But make sure that you're applying it to your situation. You speak with your professional. So now that we get the disclaimer out of the way, let's go ahead and share the screen. So we're going to open QuickBooks Online. We're going to open QuickBooks Online. So QuickBooks integrate with several software. Third-party payment processing system. QuickBooks does integrate with several of them. QuickBooks integrates with Square. QuickBooks integrates with Amazon. QuickBooks integrates with Shopify, Etsy, HoneyBook, and for those who are using high level, QuickBooks also integrate with high level. And there is several others that QuickBooks integrated, Salesforce, Method. So I'm going to show you how to know where to go to find the app to see if QuickBooks integrates with it. So if you go to the banking tab, let's go to the banking tab, and right up under the banking, you see it says app. These apps are created by QuickBooks. So they're inside, they're right here inside of here. So eBay connects to QuickBooks, integrates with QuickBooks. Square integrates with QuickBooks. Amazon, and this is for your purchases. If you purchase, if you have a business account, you can integrate that with QuickBooks. Now, let's go and look for the other apps that integrates with QuickBooks. So we're going to go to the apps on the left navigation bar, and it shows you at the top. It pulls up, there are several, pulls up the top right here that shows you, and there's a whole list of apps that integrates with QuickBooks. Now let's look for, I think you can also find Square. Actually, here it is. So you can just click on Square, and there is a video inside of here that will also walk you through. See, it says QuickBooks Developer, and QuickBooks will help you with transaction in Square, right? I'm actually going to open a Square account and show you something that you, when you're integrating with Square. So that is Square, and we can close that one. And if you do, Shopify is right here. Now you see Shopify is right here. You can connect. Now you can connect to Shopify from QuickBooks app. You can also connect to Shopify from the Shopify store itself. You can connect from the Shopify store itself. So that's the Shopify, and you can close, right? WooCommerce, you can connect your WooCommerce. You can also connect your Stripe. For those people who use Expensify, you can connect Expensify. Let's see if we find a Stripe. HubSpot, you can connect HubSpot. DocuSign, and let's see if we find Stripe. And there's always a video inside the app that will give you instruction on how to auto connect. And this app is not by QuickBooks, it's not by Intuit, and it also have a contact and a help desk. Now, if you, this is not going to connect, like I said before, this is in the sample company, so this will not come. Some of these apps, there is a price to connect it. So you want to make sure you check to see if there is a price and what's the cost. Now, another thing that you want to be aware of, especially Stripe gives you 50 transactions per month. So if you have a lot of transaction, you might want to pay attention and say, why my transaction is not coming over? Then you might need to increase the amount of transaction. So Stripe does charge you for the per transaction, and you want to make sure that you have your sync set on the transaction, and that you are paying attention to what is going over. So that's the Stripe. So we talk about Square, Amazon, Shopify, Etsy. Let's see if we can find Etsy right here. Did I spell it right? There it is. Sync with Etsy. Now, HoneyBook does not connect to to QuickBooks from the apps. You'd have to be logged into HoneyBook and use the connection. Now, if there's an app that you use and you're not able to connect to QuickBooks, they're not integrating. Now you can use Zapier to do the connection. Okay, that's something you can use Zapier to do the connection. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick while we let's do this. Let's stop sharing the screen. I'm going to pull up a Square account so you can see how the transaction wants you to pay attention to this. And this is probably, let's go back to practice. Now, when you connect your third party software, there's 3 or 4 accounts that you need to create on your charts of account. There's 3 or 4 accounts you need to create on your charts of account. Number one, you need to create a clearing account. You need to create a clearing account, which is going to take all the transaction that comes into your Square, and we're going to use Square for example, all the transaction that comes into your Square, because those transaction is going to come in as the gross sales. You want to make sure and then you need to have set up a Square fee, because when the transaction comes over, it also brings over the fee, the Square fee. The next account you want to set up, if it's not automatically set up, is the sales tax. That is also set up. Now, pay attention when your sales tax, because a lot of people, their sales tax account is set up, but that's not an expense. Your sales tax is not an expense account. So you got to pay attention. When your sales tax comes over, it is an accounts payable. So I'm going to show you where to recognize where it's set up. Let's see if we can, is this done? Lord. Let's see if okay, yep. Here they are. I'm trying to open this account so you can see it, but it's a live account, so I'm making sure. Okay, there we go. So now we can share the screen. Okay, so inside the Square account, this is how the transaction comes over. Now, this is the payment that you receive. And what this is, it has, if you were to look at it, it has, oops, I don't think it's gonna, come on. Let me, oh Lord. Let me do that. Okay, I don't want to do anymore. So when you click on it, you can add it. If you click on this, it will tell you all the transaction. Now, if you want to make sure, you go to app setting right here. Nope. This is where you would go to make sure you set your information to app setting. And this is where you set up, you click on Square, it pulls up uh, the where you want all the information, and you save. So if you set up your Square and it's not working and you need to make sure that you change the information, this is right here inside of the app. You go to make sure that it is saved, and you can save the settings. Now, when you set up your Square account, bear in mind that the money that is deposited to your bank is your net sales. It is not the full sales. That's the reason why you need to set up your Square fees and your tax account, because the full amount goes to your sale, but the deposit that goes to your bank account is different from the full amount. So setting up a clearing account will help you to clear all those deposits, because Square is going to bring over the transaction and it's going to bring over the deposit. And like we said, every debit must have a credit. There is a double entry system, so each transaction must have two places to go. Because if you just do the deposits, the deposit comes over, right? Which is, this is a deposit, and these are the transaction. These are nowhere near these. So when the deposit go to the bank, this is going to show up in the bank, not these transactions. So that's why you need to set up a clearing account where these transaction will go, and then this transaction will go, and they will net it. There will be a net difference, and the fees would be transferred to the fees account, because this is net of fees. Because Square account, any payment processing system that you have, they do take your fee before they deposit the money in your account. PayPal is another processing system that you can connect. Now, bear in mind that PayPal actually goes on your bank, on the banking tab, on this tab. So when you click on this tab, when you connect your PayPal, it shows up on your banking tab, right? Where the apps does not show up on the banking tab. So you want to make sure that you're connecting your third party payment processing systems, and you're making sure they're set up to a clearing account. Your fees, if you have shipping, you want to make sure that you set up a shipping account. If you do discount, you want to make sure you set up a discount account. Any account that you use in your Square account. Now, another thing that you want to make sure that you're setting up inside of your QuickBooks is, you got to make sure that you are setting up your products and services, right? If you are using a payment processing system, you want to make sure that you're setting up your products and services inside of QuickBooks. If your products and services is not set up, when the product that your payment comes over, it will just say Square item. So you set up your products and service inside of QuickBooks. I'm going to show you where you would go to set up your products and services inside of QuickBooks. And we're back in the sample company, because guys, we can't open a live company. I just wanted to show you those transactions inside of Square. So you would go to set up your product and services. You can go right to the sales, products and services, and this will bring you, and then you do new. Now, here's something you can do inside of Square. you can export the list of products and services that is inside of Square. And then here's what you can do. You can import those, right? You save it as a CSV file, and then you can now even connect a Google Sheet. So make sure you can save it and then you can import it. Now, if not, you can sit and enter each one at a time. New. If it's a service based business, if you do inventory, non inventory products, you can save them right there and you do it. So that's one way to enter your products and services where or you can go to the gear icon and go to all lists, and the products and services is also there. You can still go to the gear icon, products and services is right there. So make sure you're setting up your account to maximize so that you can automate some of the process. The reason why you want to be able to automate the process is that if you do a lot of transaction inside of your Square or your PayPal or your payment processing, it's going to take a long time to enter it. So connecting your payment processor and integrating it with QuickBooks and make sure that all those transactions comes over accurately and efficiently. It's also save you some time. So guys, thank you so much for those who came today to the live broadcast and for those who are watching on the replay. As always, I do appreciate you. Make sure if you go over to the YouTube channel from Clubhouse, please do make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notifications so that when I go live, you can be notified. And guys, make sure if you have any comment, please feel free to put the comment below. If there is any question you have or any topic that you want me to talk about as it relates to QuickBooks Online, please feel free to put it in the comment and I'll be more than happy to take a look. So thank you so much for those who join us today. As always, like we always say, welcome to those who are in the Create Financial Solution group. You know, if you say hello to me, I don't know who you are, so make sure you say hello and put your name too so that I can see you. And I do hope there was sound on this video. I should have checked that. I did not check to make sure the sound was working, but I hope I did not sit here and do a whole video with no sound. Let me see over here. So thank you guys for coming. Next week, same time, same place, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will be doing another episode of QuickBooks Online Live Demo. All right, bye to those over here on YouTube and in the Facebook group.